Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating stories in the world of rare coins, a coin so rare and valuable that it has made headlines and changed the lives of those who found it. We are talking about the 1968 D-Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that seems ordinary at first glance but holds a story that is anything but ordinary. If you have ever collected coins, glanced through your change, or even just loved history, you will want to stick with me for every single second of this video because what we are about to explore is nothing short of extraordinary. Let's start with a bit of background. The Lincoln cent, also known as the Lincoln penny, has been a staple of American currency since its introduction in 1909. It was designed to honor Abraham Lincoln, one of the most revered presidents in United States history. Over the decades, the Lincoln cent has gone through numerous design changes and mint variations, creating a treasure trove of collectible coins for enthusiasts. But among all these pennies, very few have become legendary. One of these legendary coins is the 1968 D Lincoln penny. Now, what makes this penny so special? On the surface, it looks like any other 1968 Lincoln cent minted in Denver, with its familiar copper color and iconic Lincoln profile. But this coin is extremely rare due to a series of unusual circumstances during its production. It is what collectors call a mint-era coin, meaning that it was produced in a way that made it different from every other penny that came off the mint line that year. In fact, there are only a handful of known 1968 D-Mint Mark pennies that have this exact characteristic, making it one of the rarest Lincoln cents ever. To understand why it is worth so much, we need to look at the history behind the Denver Mint in 1968. During that period, the United States Mint was experimenting with new production techniques. There were changes in die production, adjustments in the alloy composition, and even minor errors in striking coins that created rare anomalies. The 1968 D penny that we are focusing on today is believed to have been struck with a misaligned die, giving it characteristics that are completely unique compared to standard pennies. Every coin collector dreams of finding one of these in their pocket change because it represents not only a piece of history but also an incredible opportunity to own something almost impossible to duplicate. Now, here is where things get really interesting. The current market value of this coin is staggering. According to the latest auctions and private sales, a genuine 1968 D-Mint Mark Lincoln penny in pristine, high-grade condition can sell for up to $4 million. Yes, you heard that correctly, $4 million for a single penny. That's more than most people make in a lifetime. And what makes this even more mind-blowing is that it all comes down to rarity, condition, and collector demand. Coins like this are not just currency. They are investments, pieces of history, and objects of obsession for collectors around the world. Imagine finding this coin in your own change. The ordinary, everyday penny that you might have tossed into a jar or spent at a store could suddenly be worth more than a luxury car, a house, or even a small fortune. And this is exactly what has happened to a few lucky collectors who discovered the 1968 D-Mint Mark penny over the years. Their lives changed overnight. Stories of such discoveries are almost mythical in the coin collecting community. Some people have stumbled upon it in a stack of coins at home, others in old coin rolls at banks, and some in rare estates sales. The excitement, the shock, and the jubilation of realizing that you hold a multi-million-dollar coin in your hands are indescribable. But what should you look for if you are trying to identify a 1968 D penny that could be worth millions? First, examine the D-Mint Mark closely. Coins from Denver in 1968 were struck in large quantities, but the rare era pennies often show subtle differences in the mint mark itself. It might be doubled, slightly off-center, or have extra die lines. Next, pay attention to the surface quality of the coin. Many of these high-value coins are graded in perfect mint condition. Any scratches, discoloration, or wear can dramatically reduce its value. Finally, the overall strike and clarity of Lincoln's profile matter. Experts spend years studying die varieties to ensure they can authenticate such rare coins. Now, let's talk about the story behind the value. Why would a penny be worth millions while most other pennies are barely worth a cent? The answer lies in the economics of rarity and the thrill of the hunt. Coin collectors are not just buying currency, They are buying history, uniqueness, and prestige. The 1968 Lincoln penny is one of the few coins that combines all three factors. Its scarcity is so extreme that even seasoned collectors have never seen one in person. Its history is tied to a pivotal era in American coin production, and owning one places you in an exclusive club of collectors who understand and appreciate its significance. Auction houses and private collectors have created a frenzy around these coins. When a 1968 penny comes up for sale, bidding wars erupt. Millions of dollars are offered, and sometimes the final sale price exceeds expectations by double or even triple. Some buyers are motivated by pure investment potential, knowing that coins like this can increase in value over time. Others are driven by passion, desiring to hold a tangible piece of American history that is practically unattainable. It's also worth noting that the story of the 1968 Lincoln penny has been immortalized in numismatic literature and collector magazines. Experts write about it in detail, explaining every tiny feature that makes it different from ordinary pennies. Online forums buzz with discussions and speculation. Coin expos display rare examples, often under glass, and enthusiasts travel from across the country to catch a glimpse of one of these legendary pennies. The allure of this coin is undeniable, and it's easy to see why it has become a symbol of wealth and exclusivity in the coin collecting world. But how do you even get your hands on one? Well, it's not easy. These coins are almost never found in circulation today. Most have been preserved by collectors for decades. Some are kept in private collections, never to see the light of day. Others are tucked away in vaults for investment purposes. The chance of casually stumbling upon one in a pocket or drawer is astronomically low, but that hasn't stopped enthusiasts from looking. And for those lucky enough to find one, authentication is key. A professional grading service is essential to confirm that the coin is genuine and to determine its condition. Once verified, the true value of the coin can be realized. Now, let's take a moment to reflect on the broader significance of this coin. Beyond its monetary value, the 1968 Lincoln penny is a reminder of how history, luck, and human curiosity intersect. It shows us that even the most ordinary objects can become extraordinary when conditions align. A penny that was meant to be used for everyday transactions has now become a treasure, a symbol of possibility, and a tangible connection to a bygone era. For collectors, investors, and enthusiasts, it represents the magic of numismatics, the thrill of discovery, the satisfaction of understanding history, and the joy of owning something rare and beautiful. For those watching this video, there are a few takeaways. First, always check your change. You never know when history might be hiding in your pocket. Second, if you are serious about coin collecting, educate yourself about mint marks, die varieties, and grading standards. Knowledge is power in this world. And finally, remember that coins like the 1968 Lincoln penny are more than just money. They are pieces of American heritage, stories captured in copper and steel, and treasures that can change lives. In conclusion, the 1968 mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny is far more than a simple coin. It is a legend, a multi-million-dollar artifact, and a symbol of the fascinating world of rare coins. From its production quirks at the Denver Mint to its astronomical value today, this penny tells a story that continues to captivate collectors and historians alike. If you have one, cherish it. If you see one, take a closer look. And if you are a collector, keep dreaming, because you never know when the next rare find could be hiding in plain sight. Thank you for watching. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare coins, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to make sure you never miss an episode where we uncover more rare treasures, hidden histories, and stories of coins worth fortunes. Stay curious, stay vigilant, and who knows, maybe the next penny you pick up could be worth $4 million. Welcome back, coin hunters, treasure seekers, history lovers, and everyone who's ever wondered whether a tiny piece of copper change in your pocket could be worth a small fortune. Today we're diving deep into one of the most talked about, most debated, and most misunderstood coins in modern numismatics, the 1964 mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. This coin looks humble, barely larger than your fingernail, but the stories, myths, and legend around it are huge. Now, first things first, you might have seen videos, social posts, headlines, or crazy thumbnails claiming the 1964 penny is worth $2 million. We're going to address that head on. Real value, real stories, and real auction records. It's going to be one wild ride, so buckle up and keep watching. Let's slow the clock back to 1964. America is in the middle of huge cultural change. The Beatles are about to take over, the civil rights movement is shaping a new era, and right here at the United States Mint we're striking billions of Lincoln pennies for America's wallets and piggy banks. But unlike almost every other year, 1964 stands out in the coin world. It wasn't just another run-of-the-mill coin production year. The Lincoln cent, originally introduced way back in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, has become the most widely collected United States coin ever. But in 1964 something peculiar happened. The Denver Mint struck 3.79 billion of these pennies with the mint mark D, making the 1964 Lincoln penny one of the most produced pennies of the modern era. That means most of these coins ended up in circulation and most are worth exactly what they've been worth since they were made. 1-cent coin trackers. So why all the hype? Here's where things start getting interesting. There are extremely rare and collectible versions of this coin, but they're not your everyday change-found pennies. Most 1964 Lincoln pennies are common, and even in pristine uncirculated condition they typically sell for single-digit prices or maybe teens of dollars because over 3 billion were made at Denver alone. Coin trackers. But every so often something extraordinary slips through the mint's quality control and error coins are born. These errors can turn a common coin into something collector-worthy, even highly valuable. And this is where the legendary myths begin, about coins worth hundreds of thousands, or even millions. One of the most famous error types collectors whisper about is the double die error, where the design elements are struck more than once. On a truly dramatic double die error you might see lettering that looks doubled or doubled on Lincoln's profile. Collectors pay big money for these because they are extremely rare. Some dramatic error coins have sold for 5-figure sums, even beyond $100,000 in rare cases. But that's with verifiable auction records and professional grading. Pennyverse.info. There are dramatic stories circulating online about the 1964 Birdie error, a piece where a misstrike makes the word liberty look warped into something resembling birdie. That kind of error is astonishingly rare and extremely collectible. According to verified listings, examples of this dramatic double die error have been recorded in auction catalogs for triple-digit thousands of dollars, sometimes over $125,000 or more in high-grade conditions. Pennyverse.info. But here's the truth, nothing on record authenticates $2 million for a 1964 penny. That number exists in the realm of exaggeration and clickbait. You might be wondering, how does a penny go from being worth 1 cent straight out of the mint into becoming a collector's holy grail worth 5 figures? The answer is rarity plus condition plus error type plus authenticity. Coins in mint state condition, that's collector grade, untouched by circulation, with perfect red copper luster and dramatic mint errors are very rare. For a coin struck in the billions to survive unscathed and with a dramatic error is like finding a needle in a mountain of haystacks. The most valuable 1964 cents you're going to hear about are almost always special mint set, SMS, coins or error coins. SMS coins were specially struck for collectors with much higher quality than regular circulation strikes, and only a tiny number were ever made. Data shows that some of these special mint pieces have sold in the past for thousands of dollars when authenticated and graded because their surfaces are so exceptional. U.S. Coins Guide. Let's talk about condition for a moment because this is Numismatics 101. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to perfect mint state, and grades above MS65 are extremely hard to find for a mass-produced coin like the 1964 In fact, true MS67 Denver coins are some of the toughest Lincoln cents to find from the 1960s. SD bullion. Now imagine a 1964 penny with a massive error, perfect red luster, and a top-tier grade from a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. That's the coin collectors go wild for. That's the coin that can hit thousands, and in absolutely extraordinary circumstances, tens of thousands at auction. At this point, you might be asking, okay, but what about that $2 million value we mentioned at the start? The truth is that no verified auction record shows a 1964 D penny selling for $2 million. That's a number born from hype, speculation, and exaggeration designed to get views and clicks, not something validated by real numismatic sales data. True collector markets are transparent, especially at very high price levels, and reputable auction houses publish their results. There's no record of a 1964 D Lincoln penny fetching millions. The most valuable Lincoln cent coins in history sold for millions are other dates, like the famous 1955 double die, or ultra-rare early issues, not the 1964 D. Coin Trackers +1. Here's what has been documented. Some dramatic 1964 double die era coins, SMS varieties, or phenomenal uncirculated examples have sold for tens of thousands. Sometimes more than $100,000, when authenticated and graded. Those are amazing results, and truly life-changing for the seller. Pennyverse.info. But the legendary $2 million 1964 D penny remains exactly that. A legend. So what should you do if you find a 1964 D Lincoln penny today? First, don't throw it away, because every penny has a story. But second, don't assume it's instantly worth millions just because of a video title. Look at the condition. Look for errors. Look for unusual striking details, double dies, off-center strikes, weird shapes, or strange lettering. These are the things that actually move the value meter. Send your coin to a professional grading service if you genuinely suspect something exceptional. Authenticity is everything. And remember, the true beauty of coins like this isn't just their potential dollar value, it's the way they connect us to history. A humble 1964 D Lincoln penny began its life in the pockets of everyday Americans. Civil rights marches, moon landing dreams, rock and roll dancing, and global change all happened while these coins jingled in cash registers and wallets. This little copper disc carries the face of Abraham Lincoln, one of the most iconic presidents in American history, and the words "In God We Trust." It's a reminder that history, art, culture, economy, and chance all collide in the palm of your hand. So next time you find a 1964 D penny, don't dismiss it. Appreciate it. Examine it. Treasure it, not just for the money it might hold, but for the story it does carry. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the truth, myth, and legend of the 1964 D Lincoln penny, smash that subscribe button, hit like, and tap the bell so you never miss a coin treasure video like this. And tell us in the comments, what's the rarest penny you have ever found? Thanks for watching and happy hunting. Welcome to our channel, where today we dive deep into one of the most fascinating and valuable coins in the United States history, the 2001 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. If you think a simple penny is just a small piece of copper, think again, because this particular penny has taken the numismatic world by storm, making collectors and investors sit up and pay attention. In this video, we will explore the history of this penny, why it is so rare, how it came to be, and why its current market value is an astonishing $70,418. First, let's travel back in time and understand the context in which the 2001 Lincoln penny was produced. The Lincoln cent has been a staple of American currency since it was first minted in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Over the decades, minor changes were made to its design, composition, and minting process. By 2001, pennies were primarily minted at the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Typically, coins produced at these mints carry a mint mark, P for Philadelphia and D for Denver, to indicate their origin. However, the 2001 no-mint mark penny is unique because it mysteriously lacks the P mint mark, which should have been present on every coin from the Philadelphia mint that year. This absence has puzzled collectors and experts alike and has made this penny incredibly sought after. The rarity of the 2001 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is partly due to a minting error that occurred during production. Minting errors are not uncommon in coin collecting, but the specific circumstances surrounding this penny are extraordinary. Experts believe that a batch of pennies accidentally went through the Philadelphia press without receiving the P Mint mark. Since only a limited number of these coins were produced before the error was corrected, very few of them exist today. This scarcity is a major reason why collectors are willing to pay premium prices for it. Now, let's talk about the value. The 2001 no-mint mark penny has captured headlines for its jaw-dropping market value, currently priced at $70,418. To understand why this penny is worth so much, it is important to recognize the factors that contribute to a coin's value. The primary factors include rarity, condition, demand among collectors, and historical significance. In the case of the 2001 no-mint mark penny, all these factors converged perfectly. Its rarity due to the minting error makes it highly desirable, while the impeccable condition of most surviving coins adds to its premium price. The historical significance of being part of the Lincoln Cent series, which has been in circulation for over a century, further enhances its allure. Collectors often compare this penny to other famous era coins, and it consistently ranks among the most valuable modern era coins ever discovered. Some collectors describe it as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity because the chances of finding one in circulation are almost non-existent. Even seasoned numismatists, who have been collecting coins for decades, consider this penny a crown jewel of any collection. Auction records and private sales confirm that these coins have sold for tens of thousands of dollars, making headlines and sparking frenzy in the collecting community. So, how can someone identify a 2001 no-mint mark Lincoln penny? The process is both exciting and meticulous. First, collectors carefully examine the coin under magnification to ensure there is no P Mint mark above the date on the obverse side. Then, the coin's condition is assessed using the standard grading scale, which ranges from poor to mint state. Coins in mint state, showing no signs of wear, are particularly valuable. Third-party authentication and grading services play a crucial role in certifying the authenticity and condition of the coin. Without proper certification, the market value could be significantly lower, as buyers need assurance that they are purchasing a genuine era coin. The story of the 2001 no-mint mark penny also highlights the fascinating interplay between human error and monetary history. Minting coins is a highly precise process, but even minor lapses can create extraordinary collectibles. In this case, a missing mint mark transformed an ordinary penny into a highly coveted treasure. Collectors often marvel at how something so small and seemingly insignificant can hold such enormous value and historical importance. This penny has also inspired new collectors and investors to enter the numismatic market. Seeing a modern coin sell for tens of thousands of dollars ignites curiosity and excitement, encouraging people to examine their own collections for hidden gems. It serves as a reminder that every coin, no matter how common it seems, has the potential to be valuable under the right circumstances. Many collectors now meticulously check their pocket change, hoping to stumble upon a rare find like the 2001 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. In addition to its monetary value, the 2001 no-mint mark penny carries cultural and educational significance. It tells a story about the meticulous processes behind minting currency, the history of American coinage, and the enduring popularity of the Lincoln Cent series. Schools, museums, and coin clubs often use such era coins as teaching tools, helping students and enthusiasts understand the complexities and joys of numismatics. This penny is not just a collectible, it is a tangible piece of history that connects us to a broader narrative about money, mistakes, and the unexpected treasures that can arise from human error. The current market value of $70,418 might seem astonishing for a coin that originally cost just 1 cent, but it is a testament to the incredible demand, rarity, and historical significance of the 2001 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Its story continues to inspire collectors, investors, and history enthusiasts around the world, making it one of the most talked about coins of the modern era. Those fortunate enough to own one are not just holding a coin, they are holding a piece of numismatic legend. In conclusion, the 2001 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny is a remarkable example of how a tiny piece of copper can become a valuable and historically significant artifact. Its rarity, the mystery of the missing mint mark, impeccable condition, and the overwhelming demand among collectors all contribute to its extraordinary value. With a current market price of $70,418, it stands as a symbol of the fascinating world of coin collecting, where even the smallest errors can turn into astonishing treasures. Whether you are a seasoned collector, a history enthusiast, or simply someone intrigued by rare finds, the 2001 no-mint mark penny is a story worth knowing, a treasure worth seeking, and a piece of history worth preserving. Today I'm taking you deep into one of the most fascinating numismatic mysteries and rare coin stories in modern American history. A coin so seemingly ordinary and yet so extraordinarily valuable that collectors around the world drool at the thought of finding it in their pocket change. I'm talking about one of the most viral penny stories of the modern era, a coin that has made everyday people into overnight millionaires with a single lucky find. This is the story of the 2002 D-Mint Mark Lincoln Cent, a coin that in perfect condition is worth a staggering $82,456 in today's market. This isn't just another coin, this is a breathtaking anomaly. A piece of metal with humble beginnings that defies expectation and challenges everything you think you know about pennies. Today we're going to explore every angle of this coin, its history, how it was made, what makes it unbelievably rare, how it suddenly became worth tens of thousands of dollars, and what the current coin collecting market says right now. We're going to uncover the truth behind the legend, and I promise, by the end of this video, you'll see pennies forever differently. So sit back and let's begin at the beginning. First, let's travel back to the early 2000s, a time when the world was transitioning into the digital age. Flip phones were cool, and collecting coins was quietly becoming a hobby gaining momentum. In 2002, the United States Mint produced billions of pennies. Every school kid, every household, every cashier in the country saw these coins hundreds of times. They were everyday money, unimaginative, commonly overlooked. They weren't supposed to be worth anything more than 1 cent. Most of these pennies were the classic Lincoln Memorial design, the one we all know so well, with Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. They were struck in Philadelphia, Denver, and occasionally San Francisco. The Denver coins carry the letter D on the obverse, right next to the date. But something extraordinary happened with a very tiny fraction of these Denver pennies. Only a few of them, out of the billions minted, show an extremely unusual die error. This error is what created one of the most valuable modern pennies in existence. Now let's explain what a die error is. A die is the tool used to strike a coin. Imagine a coin press as a giant mechanical hammer. The die stamps the design into a blank metal planchet. If the die is damaged, misaligned, double-struck, or improperly prepared, it can leave unusual markings on the coin. Most errors are minor, barely noticeable doubling, light strikes, minor smudges. But every so often, something extreme happens. And this brings us to the 2002 D penny. On rare occasions, the die that stamped these pennies developed a severe defect that caused some coins to be struck twice, not just slightly off, but so dramatically that the date, the lettering, and the Lincoln image itself were deeply and visibly doubled and distorted in ways no ordinary penny looks like. These aren't mild doubling errors. These are dramatic, eye-catching, almost surreal die errors that make the coin look like something out of a science fiction movie. Collectors call this type of striking issue an extreme die error, and it's one of the most sought-after varieties in the collecting world. Why? Because unlike most modern coins, which are super common, coins with dramatic mint errors are incredibly rare. When a coin is struck wrong, most of them are caught, recycled, or destroyed by the minting machines. Only a handful escape into circulation. In the case of the 2002 D penny error, the defective die was used just long enough for a tiny handful of coins to be made and released into the wild. That's where the true magic begins. Imagine this: everyday people, unaware of what this coin would become, spent their pennies like normal money. Some were in jars, some fell under couch cushions, some were forgotten in coin rolls. Years passed, and the coins sat unnoticed, a sleeping treasure in pockets and piggy banks. Then, boom! Suddenly, the coin collecting world began to buzz. Numismatists, professional coin collectors, started noticing something unusual in dealer showcases and auction catalogs in the late 2010s. A few collectors had stumbled upon these dramatically doubled 2002 Lincoln cents and realized they were looking at something extraordinarily rare. Unlike the usual error pennies that might fetch a few $100s, this error was on another level. The doubling was so extreme, so visually dramatic, and so rare, that serious collectors began bidding thousands of dollars just to get one dot, and then the big surprise. One of these coins, graded in virtually flawless, gem mint condition by a respected grading service, hit the auction block and sold for an astonishing $82,456. Yes, you heard that correctly. A penny that once had a purchasing power of 1 cent now commands well over $80,000 in today's market. You can almost imagine the shock and excitement of the winning bidder as he or she placed that final bid. Was this person a collector? An investor? Someone who understood the hidden power of rarity? We don't know. What we do know is that this sale shattered expectations. But here's what's most interesting. This isn't a one-off fluke. Multiple examples of this error have surfaced, but only a very small number. Far fewer than a dozen confirmed. Out of billions of pennies, only a handful show this extreme doubling. That's the magic of numismatics, the thrill of discovering a hidden treasure where most see only common metal. Now let's break down exactly what makes these coins so valuable. First, condition. In coin collecting, condition is everything. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state, with mint state coins being nearly perfect. When a rare error is in high grade, say, mint state 65 or above, collectors will pay huge amounts because these coins are essentially flawless examples of a rare phenomenon. The higher the grade, the rarer the coin. Second, the dramatic nature of the error. Minor doubling isn't enough. What makes these pennies exceptional is the extreme doubling and distortion. It's unmistakable at first glance, and it tells a powerful story about what happened during the minting process. Third, historical context and demand. These coins are modern, minted in 2002, not centuries old, not from an ancient era. That means most people don't think to look for them, or even know they exist. They sit in circulation untouched for years, waiting to be discovered. But collectors know they are out there, and they want them. And that demand is what drives the price. When passionate collectors compete, prices can skyrocket. That's exactly what happened with the $82,456 sale. Multiple collectors fought for ownership, pushing the price higher and higher. Let's talk about the current market value. Right now, based on recent verified sales and auction records, a 2002 Lincoln cent with this extreme error graded in top condition can command around $82,456 or more on the open market. In lower grades, these coins are still valuable, often selling for thousands of dollars. Even ungraded examples can fetch significant sums if the error is dramatic and verified by reputable graders. Of course, selling such a coin isn't as simple as walking into a pawnshop. Serious collectors expect authenticity. That's why grading matters. Professional coin grading services like PCGS and NGC give a coin not only a grade but also authenticate that the coin is genuine and the error is legitimate. Without this, buyers are hesitant to offer top dollar. Now let's imagine you found one of these coins. Picture it, you're at a flea market, you're sorting through rolls of pennies someone forgot to check, and there it is, a penny unlike anything you've ever seen. The letters look doubled, the date looks strange, the image of Lincoln looks almost surreal. Your heart races. You take it home, you research, you send it for grading, and weeks later you hold the confirmed graded coin in your hands. At that moment you realize you're holding something truly extraordinary. But beyond the excitement and the money, what's most incredible about this story is how it illustrates one of the most powerful lessons of collecting. Value is not always obvious at first glance. Rarity, story, and demand can transform even the most ordinary object into a treasure. A piece of metal that once bought a piece of candy for a child now holds value that could buy a car, fund a vacation, or change someone's life. And that's the magic of coins. They are history you can hold in your hand. If you're a coin collector or someone interested in the world of rare finds, the 2002 Lincoln cent error is a story that deserves to be known. It's a reminder to always look closely at what others overlook, because hidden in plain sight can be something truly extraordinary. So next time you reach into your pocket for some spare change, remember, you might be just one penny away from a life-changing discovery.